What's good, YouTube? Back at it with another haircut tutorial. On this one, it's a burst fade. The homie wanted a burst fade, a high burst fade, not like your normal ordinary burst fade where it's a little low. It's a little higher, but it looks dope. We did a shear trim on the top, so we got some shear work in this one. It's gonna be pretty fun. Also, guys, if you need to slow the video down for any reason to keep up, hit that gear wheel on the bottom right hand corner and slow the video down so you guys can keep up and follow along. But enough for all that, man. Let me know what you guys think of this video in the comment section. Let's get to it. What's good, guys? Alright, we're going to be doing the burst fade. On the sides, we're going to be taking it down with the number 3 guard. Lever closed. These are my Cordless Seniors. I just got them plugged in. They were dead. Yeah. Cleaning up the sides with the number 3. Combing it down as I go up with the guard. I'm going to do this all the way on the side from the temple to the back of the ear area. And making sure that I flick out every time that I go up with the guard. Remember, guys, if you need to slow the video down so you guys can keep up with the haircut tutorial, do so. All you have to do is hit the gear wheel on the bottom right hand corner and you should be able to slow down the video to your likings. That way you will be able to follow along and it makes it a whole lot easier for you. Alright, after that, we're going to be using our seniors, lever closed, making our first initial guideline, starting from the temple area, wrapping it around to the back end of the ear, dropping it down below the back end of the ear, and that'll be our first guideline. And I'm gonna flick up, making my guideline. I'm not gonna press down. I'm gonna flick up with the clipper blade closed. After I get done making my first initial guideline with the seniors closed, I'm gonna get my T-outliners and balled out below it. The T-outliners that I have are 0 gap, so it will get it down pretty close to the skin, but still not skin. For that, I'll use my shavers. I'll shave the balding that I did with the Andis T-outliners. This just gets it down a lot closer to the skin. Like I said, my T-outliners were 0 gap, but the shaver always gets it all the way down to the skin. Getting ready to make our second guideline. Using the seniors lever all the way open, we're gonna go about 1/2 inch to 3/4 up from the initial first guideline that we made, flicking out as we make our guideline. Right here, I went past the corner where the C cup is. I don't think he wanted the C cup, so we went ahead and eliminated that. It might still have like a shadow C cup, but if it does, we could just always blend it out. But same thing. Using the same technique as the guideline, we're gonna do the second guideline. We're gonna curve it around behind the back of the ear, and the flicking motion right here in the back on the back of the part of the ear. I use the corners. That way it helps me with the curve as far as making my second initial guideline. Usually I will leave that second guideline to blend out till at the end of the haircut. But for this haircut, I think I went ahead and eliminated it. So the way I eliminated that second guideline is I just blended down, started with the lever open. That's the way I made my second guideline, and I just started closing the lever as I was going down to the first initial guideline, the bald line, till I didn't see the line anymore. And after I finished and I didn't see the line anymore, I kind of just lever played, just doing the cleanup work. Right here, I'm gonna make my third guideline with my 1.5 guard. I'm gonna use my 1.5 guard lever closed, and I'm gonna go about 1 inch up from the second guideline, and I'm gonna flick up as I go up with the 1.5 guard. I do this just so it kind of gives me a initial view of where the fade it's gonna stop. So when I do this, I kind of like to clean up with the 1.5 where I like my fade, where I want my fade to stop at. So with this process, I know that if I go past that 1.5, then my fade is not where I initially thought it was gonna be. So I do this as a safety net. Try it out. Let me know what you think about it in the comment section. Tell me if it works for you. Tell me if it doesn't. I'm going to be using the blending down method. I'm going to slap my number 1 guard on with the lever open, and I'm going to start from, I'm not going to go all the way to the very tip or very top of the line where the 1.5 ended, but I'm going to get pretty close, and I'm going to flick out when I get to it, and I'm going to go down. As I go down with the number 1 guard, I close the lever. That way I'm eliminating, or I'm blending that third guideline in with the number 1 guard. Like I said, this is the blending down technique. Alright, using the half guard, after using the number 1 guard, lever all the way open, I'm going to hit those dark areas that the number 1 guard left with the corners. Also using the corners in the curved areas of the fade right here, like behind the ear area, I'm sorry. Use the corners. Don't lay the blade flat down, you know, because you can create a whole nother guideline. Alright, going back to the blade, lever all the way open. We're going to be doing some touch-up work. We're just going to be using the corners, hitting the dark spots, making sure we blend those spots out. Remember, we're not going to use the blade flat because we could create a whole nother guideline. And this is just lever play right here. So you find the dark spots, close the lever, open the lever, close the lever until you see the dark spots are being faded. And just do that around your cut. And this right here is what makes your cut blurry. So if you take the time to do these details, it will help you out. Clipper over comb. We're going to be using the clipper over comb technique to debulk some of the bulk that we had on the sides from the top to the faded area. Remember, don't lay your comb flat down to the head, because you can create a huge gap. You don't want to do that. So when you comb your hair up, make sure you pull the comb out just a tad bit, and if you don't feel like it cut any hair, just run it in the same area, doing the same thing, going closer and closer to the head, to the scalp, and you should be able to tell whether you're cutting hair or not, or you're blending it in. It's super simple. Take your time with this technique. It takes time to learn it, but it is real effective when you do get it down. Alright, so after I hit it with the clipper over comb technique, I like to go back behind it with the comb and some thinning shears. I'll just hit the spots where it is pretty dark with the thinning shears, combing up the hair with the comb and hitting it with the shears. About 3 to 4 chops in the same spot kind of helps out, kind of does the trick. But I mean, if you need more, you can see it. If you need more, it'll lighten up. You'll start seeing it fade. The thinning shears, that's another little trick, you know, that you can utilize, that helps you get those fades a lot blurrier than usual. Practice, practice, practice. You're not going to get it down the first time, but the more you practice with these shears, the better you will become with them. Alright, we're going to start off on the other side. Same process as before, same steps. If you need to, refer back to the beginning of the video. Remember, slow the video down if you need to. Same technique, same everything on this side. So I'm going to speed the video up so we can get it done with a little bit faster, and I'm going to slow it down once we get to the end of it, so you can get a better view of the whole cut. are going to be doing some shear work. He wants a trim on the top, so we will be taking about half of it, an inch off the top. We're going to create our section down the middle from the crown to the front. We're going to have one single section down the middle of the head. We're going to use that section as our guideline. We're going to grab the front of it and hold it parallel to the head and hold off about half of an inch off and trim that, and we're going to use that as our primary guideline for the whole trim throughout the whole head. Right now on the edge up part, he did want it straight across, so we did have to take it up just a little bit, probably about an inch or 3/4. On the right side you can see it's a little light, so we had to find the highest point of the edge up and match it to that, and then go all the way across with it and even it out just so we can get that straight line. I asked him if it was okay. He said it was good with him, so as long as it's good with him, I proceeded with doing the edge up and then picking it up a little bit. The client did request hair color enhancement, so we will apply the hair color enhancement in the light areas right there. As you can see in the vertical bar area, he is a little light. He did have a crisp line, but he wants it a lot sharper, so he wanted more contrast. We went ahead and applied the hair color. I do mix my own color. I use Kiss Express and I dilute it with water. I do have a video up on the channel that shows how to mix the color the proper way. Alright, after we touched up the edge up, hit it with the color, we're gonna do the eyebrows using the razor. We're gonna clean up underneath the eyebrow, clean up above the eyebrow, give it a natural arch, not too crazy. Man, this is another extra step you can add to your services that it'll elevate you in the game. It's just something that I do, the guys like. It just makes them look a whole lot cleaner, you know. The better you look, the better you feel. It's my motto. Nothing feminine about getting your eyebrows done, man. It's just called taking care of yourself. That's all it is. Don't be afraid to offer this service. that's it for this burst fade tutorial, guys. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thanks for the support. I will be dropping more videos in the future. But don't forget, subscribe, like the page, and hit that notification bell so you get notified every time I'm dropping these videos. Peace.